I have a very simple question for you. What's better than one exotic car? How about a fleet of 30 of them? Today I'm here at Gotham Dream Cars, and they are the premier exotic car rental group in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and even down in Miami. Now the one thing you can be sure of is when you pick your car up, it's gonna look spectacular. And the reason why is they're constantly cleaning and protecting their cars. So I figured, what better place to come down and talk about all the tips and tricks on how to wax your car. That's all coming up today on this episode of Drive Clean. Wax is a bit of a generic term, but when we're talking about cars, it really boils down to two types. Now, the most common form of wax is, of course, carnauba wax. It comes in paste or liquid form. It's very easy to apply, easy to remove. It leaves a deep, rich, almost wet-looking paint. Now, the problem is it burns off at about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it doesn't really last all that long, about 4 to 8 weeks. But if you want to use it for a show car, this is what you want to use right here. Now, the difference here is this is synthetic sealant. This is much stronger. It's a little bit harder to apply, a little bit harder to remove, but it lasts a whole lot longer. Unlike this one here that lasts about 4 to 8 weeks under the best conditions, this will last about 3 to 5 months. So you have to decide what you are. Are you a synthetic guy or are you a carnauba guy? If you're going to be driving your car in Maine, let's say, and you need a lot of protection, I'd go with the sealant. Now, if you have a sexy car like this and you're about to go to a show, I'd probably use carnauba wax. Again, this is going to look a lot nicer, lots richer, deeper glow, and this one's not going to have as much of a glow, but it's going to protect your car. So you decide what you need.
Before I begin the wax process, I always double check the paint to make sure it's perfectly clean and free of missed streaks of dirt left over from the wash. Now, as I'm doing this, I take a quick inventory of the badges, the emblems, the door seams, hood seams, and of course the rubber moldings that need to be avoided. In some cases, on rare and very old cars, I'll protect the moldings with masking tape for the wax application process, just to avoid any mistakes. Remember, sealants and waxes can be applied to paint, plastic or glass light covers, and of course painted plastic, or AKA bumpers found on most modern cars today. Now, the interesting thing is wax and sealants are not only different in strength, look, burn-off rates, and ease of application, they are derived and engineered in completely different ways. Sealants and waxes are sort of like the relationship between conventional motor oils and synthetic motor oils. But to me, sealants lack that natural glow, that deep, rich shine, but I love the fact that they're engineered to be way stronger.
Having to choose between protection and shine is completely unacceptable to me. I want both. So what I do is I use my layering technique. The first thing I do is add a thick layer of sealant to the car, one panel at a time, then remove it with a microfiber towel until the entire car is completed. After that, you want to let it cure overnight. Before the next show, what you want to do is add a thin layer of carnauba wax on top of the sealant. This will give you the protection and the shine that every car is looking for. So the first thing you want to do is add a dime-sized amount of sealant to a foam applicator pad, just like this. What I like to do is work about half the area of the hood at first. You want to use straight lines, back and forth, no circles. The reason why we do that is just in case any little bit of dust or dirt gets into that foam pad, you don't want to put circle scratches. It's 10 times harder to get out than straight line scratches.
When applying sealant, be sure to massage the product into the pores of the paint using medium to light pressure. Both waxes and sealants can be applied by hand or dual action polisher. I prefer to use my hand because I can feel any imperfections in the paint that might be left over from earlier cleanings. The way I see it, detailing isn't so much about what product you use, it's about using the product you have or like correctly, then of course double and triple checking your work.
To maximize that shine, let the sealant cure overnight. But before you go to the next event, add a little bit of carnauba wax, just a thin layer, just like this, to the surface of the sealant. So you're putting this on top of the sealant. What that's going to do is add a rich, deep glow to the paint. Now you don't have to compromise. You have your protection, and now you have your shine.
Applying wax is much like applying sealant. Just use less pressure, as this product only needs to sit on top of the sealant.
All right, so the last thing I like to do is to check over the paint to see if there's anything I missed. It's very common to miss a tiny little piece of wax, and it's very easy to get off. What I use is my Brinkmann light, just like this. What happens is the missed spot will just pop out at me, so I can clean it up. So I see one right here. Take a little spray wax, put it on there. It'll loosen up that hardened wax, just like this. Boom, nice and clean. Now these little areas in here, I use my soft brush. I'll take my spray wax, put a little bit in there, rub it on my knee real quick, and then I'll get in and just agitate a little bit of that dried wax, and it comes right out. Now that it's out, I'll take my microfiber towel, just lightly pat it, and now those emblems look perfect. There's no dried wax in it. Make sure you walk around the car, do that. It'll take you about 5-10 minutes and the car will look absolutely perfect.
To me, there's nothing more annoying than seeing a ring of white, dried up wax left in the door handle or the keyhole. It's kind of like wearing a $1,000 tuxedo with a huge ketchup stain. What's the first thing people are gonna see and remember? The ketchup, not the suit.
Well, we're all set. This car looks spectacular. The combination of paint sealant with carnauba wax on top has really made this car pop. It's the ultimate protection and shine every car needs. For a downloadable PDF and step-by-step instructions on how to properly wax your car, visit ammonyc.com. Well, that's it for me. I'm Larry from Drive Clean, and you've been watching the Drive Channel.